folks, welcome to Whiskey Whistle. I'm the host of the show, Mark, and you're watching Whiskey Review number 182, and that is from Mackmyra, the Swedish single malt whiskey company, and that is known as Svensk Rök. I can't quite pronounce that properly, but Svensk Rök is part of their core range, along with Brooks Whiskey, Svensk Ek, which is oak, and this one. And, well, the story with this one is that it is peated. So that's going to be very interesting. And it's not only peated with peat, but it's also smoked. Let me repeat myself. It's not only smoked with peat, but it's also smoked with juniper. So that's very interesting. There it is. This is also the first Swedish whiskey to be made entirely with Swedish ingredients. So that means the grain, the water, the yeast, those are all Swedish in origin. The peat should also be Swedish in origin, I hope. Likewise, the juniper. This is sold in 500 milliliter casks, 500 milliliter bottles, 50 centiliters, and it's bottled at 46.1% ABV. And from the website, I'll just read it to you. In Sweden, we have used juniper to season our food for generations. Now you can enjoy the timeless flavor in a golden form. The aroma is slightly smoky and spicy with a much smokier flavor and peatier juniper notes. Together, the flavors unite in a quite unique Swedish flavor. Svensk Rök is the only smoky single malt whiskey made on Swedish ingredients only. The casks are American oak, Swedish oak, ex-bourbon, and casks saturated with Oloroso. So we have 4 casks going on here. American oak, I guess that means virgin. Swedish oak, ex-bourbon casks, and also Oloroso matured casks. And the casks are from 30 to 120 liters. Pardon me. It's also not chill filtered, and it doesn't have any artificial coloring. All right, on to this one now. So Svensk Rök, let's check out the nose together. And a big thank you again to Mackmyra for sending me these samples. Is it smoky? Yes. It's very subtle. This is not big, heavy smoke like Isla. This is more of a subtle smokiness. If I could mention another whiskey, it would be Highland Park. I don't get a lot of juniper on the nose, in fact. I'm getting some sweetness. Sweet tree fruits, be them apple or pear. I'm getting very well, like a day-old barbecue kind of a scent. Maybe more of like an open fire, a bonfire the day after. Interesting. Again, very fresh on the nose, very it's commandeering my senses here. No indication of age, but I would guess that this would be, this would have some casks that are younger than 10 years old. Otherwise, they would call it 10 years old. So this may have 5 to 7 year old peated Swedish whiskey in it. And the more you smell it, the more you get the peat coming through. Okay, onto the palate. Cheers, everyone. much more dominant peat on the palate. Oh, this is great. Now I can tell you that there's a lot more Oloroso going on in here than in some of the previous ones that I've tasted. The 10-year-old and the 12. Oh, sorry, the 12 has just first fill bourbon. The 10-year-old has some Oloroso. The Expedition, I think, does it have Oloroso also? No, but it has some casks that were finished. Casks that matured Swedish cloudberry wine, the Hjötron wine, Swedish berry wine, basically. Anyway, this is definitely the sweetest in terms of the palate, and it's also the smokiest. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, this is just incredible. Big sherry sweetness. Raisins, but also dried mangoes now. Dried apples, dried pineapples. Every dried fruit that I have loved and enjoyed, it's like fruit roll-ups or fruit leather. That's how intense the fruit flavor is. Mmm. A little bit of cherry. And the peat is very, very powerful here. I would say that it is peated as probably more than basic Highland Park. And maybe more to the extent of, say, an Oban or perhaps an Ardmore. Hmm. And yeah, there's a graininess to it, but it's greeniness to it. It's not like juniper berries in gin, because I believe these are burning juniper berries. It's more sappy, a little bit different, more like say a pine tree sap, which is probably very sweet when you get down to it. And this is also affecting me in a way that few whiskeys have. I'll pour a little bit more of that one. Oh, thank God that's the right whiskey. Oh, goodness. For a moment there, I thought I was pouring one of the other Mackmyra in there. That's not enough. This is probably, if you like peated whiskey. If you don't like it, then you don't buy this one, okay? But if you like Highland Park and if you like peatier whiskeys, even if that's Oban or Ardmore, or say some of the peated space ciders that are coming out, well, I would say that you have to try this because it's really amazing. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of water. And as Ralphie says, roll and stroll, no shaky shakies. However, Ralphie, I like to shake it like crazy like this. And get my nose in there. Yeah, some big berry sweetness is coming through here. try agitating it. Now, what's the point of rocking your glass like this? Well, as you do that, you are leaving a trail of whiskey on the glass, which is evaporating. And as it evaporates, all of those compounds that are have a scent are being released. Take the whiskey to the edge of the glass, okay? And you do that close to your nose, and then you turn it up and you smell it, and you get a little bit more of a scent than you would otherwise, because the whiskey is evaporating right up there. And you can also try the roll and twist there. Oh, it's so sweet on the nose, this one. This is the sweetest of the bunch in terms of the nose. Oh, big berry sweetness now. All right, let's get onto the palate again with water. Cheers again. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, so try that. If you have this at home, try it, please. Take it in your mouth and keep it in there for a long time. The peat totally just possesses you. So it's like my the whole, what do you call that, the nose and mouth area is entirely possessed by this whiskey, and I feel it even in my eyes. Something is hitting me there that I don't notice with other whiskeys. There's been a couple that have come like this. One that exceeds this to a degree, and another that approaches it. And I cannot describe this other than to say that it is ethereal. There's an ethereal quality to it that just sort of takes over your senses for a period of time. And it's very pleasant. It is very disorienting. You'll get a bit dizzy. I get a little bit sweaty also on my brow. And overall, I'm left with something that it's like a feeling that I'm not familiar with. And it's wonderful. It's amazing. It's something you need to try. All right, so I think you can imagine that this is probably my favorite of the range. They're all very good, and the 10 and the 12 are excellent. The 10-year-old 10 years, it's called, and the 12-year-old Moment Tauv, excellent. This one is something that it's like the juxtaposition of people, namely the blender and also the distiller, the wood, the environment, the barley itself, the water and the yeast. Everything here is coming to a head, and it's telling you that this is something that you can experience only a few times in your life, and you should make sure you grab hold of those events. Oh, just amazing. Did I talk about the finish? Well, licorice spice, sweet fruits, sweet vanillas and cinnamon, all wrapped into just something incredible. It's very, very nice, and I'm feeling dizzy right now. All right, so Svensk Rök, what's the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score going to be for that one? It is going to be 93 out of 100. That's the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for Mackmyra Svensk Rök. That's this one right here. I'll put a picture right there. Thank you very much, and a big, big thank you to both Lisa Collins, is her name, Lisa Collins Wickman, and also to Angela Dorazio, the master blender. Amazing. Now, just a very brief little rundown of all of these again. I'll set them up like that one. First off, the Expedition. Very approachable nose. Classy, very classy. Really nice with time. A very good introduction to Sweden as a flavor. That cloudberry, the what's it called again? I can't say it, so I'll just skip it. Anyway, it's got that Swedish berry wine cask finish, which is interesting. Then we have the 10-year. And maybe I should have a sip of coffee first. And a sip of water. The 10-year. Just very lightly sherried in its profile. It's like buttered raisin toast with cinnamon on it. Very nice. And going up to the 12-year, a little bit of water only this time. Oh, just so fruity and delicious. This is incredible. It's like when you want no bells and whistles, and all you want is the pure ingredient, and that's this one. So I think that first fill bourbon cask that they use for the 12-year-old Moment Tauv, which is here, just really shows off the character of the distillery and what they're able to do with the aging process. And then finally the Svensk Rök, which obviously it's younger than these ones, otherwise they would mention 10-year-old or 12-year-old age statement. My goodness, excuse me. Sweet peaty nose. But it is a different kind of a smoke. And the palate. You have to try that. And you have to leave it in your mouth for at least 10-15 seconds. Okay? Peaty, sweet, all kinds of fruits. The wood, the vanilla, everything's there. All of the distillery characteristics are there, and then some. And well, that was my favorite. Close second place, the Moment Tau, and not far behind the 10-year-old and the Expedition. Also very close. Wonderful lineup. Great stuff. And maybe I will just mix those up for fun. That is something that you can try also. So now I'm blending away all of those unique flavors and I'm making it more generic. Let's see what we get here. It's interesting, the last two are really dominating this blend. Blend of single malt, which is still a single malt. Blend of the same single malt is still a single malt, I should say. Well, that would make a very nice whiskey, wouldn't it? Hint of peat still there. That unique Swedish berry effect. The Oloroso, the first full bourbon. Everything coming together here. May as well finish it up. Cheers, everyone. Love it. Great stuff here. Try that on your own. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time for something different, okay? Take care, and what else can I say? Leave a comment if you've tried any Mackmyra. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care now. Goodbye.